Hello everybody, my name is Monterosis Man and welcome to the personality test. I just took the PSAT today and my brain was dripping out of my ears at about the 3.5 hour mark, so um I thought, why not take another test? I thought this is going to be fun. Because I've always wanted to show you guys who I am and to better explain myself to you guys. And what better way to do than this personality test? And it seems legit. It's a real thing, and I'm interested to see what categories I fall under. And if you notice that my voice is raspy, um, I don't know why. It's just really raspy. So I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to keep my voice as long as I can. But let's get in and do this. All right. So takes less than 12 minutes. Honest answerly, even if you don't like the answer, and try not to leave any neutral answers. I will do my best, and everything I will answer for you guys is going to be 100% honest, because that's what I want to do with you guys. I want to be honest with you. So without further ado, let's get into this. Okay, so question number 1. You find it difficult to introduce yourself to other people. Now, I've mentioned this before in the for-year video. I do have I'm shy. Believe it or not. Okay, there are some people out there who personally do know me. Those people who are, if they're watching, they know who I'm talking about. Pretty much, really, it's just one person in particular, but that's not the point. Point is that I I do find it a little difficult um, for me to introduce myself to people because I don't want to come off as loud or obnoxious or contradicting. So it's just a little personal dilemma that I have. But I yeah, I mostly agree with that. Question number 2. You often get so lost in thoughts that you ignore or forget your surroundings. I do tend to overthink a lot. That is another problem that I have. It could be for some of the simplest situations, and my mind just goes into every single possible outcome, whether it's positive or negative. And I don't really. I wish I could control that. So, again, the same type of answer. I mean, I don't ignore my surroundings. I forget my surroundings more than I ignore them. So, yeah. Okay, question 3. You try to respond to your emails as soon as possible and cannot stand a messy inbox. Okay, well, I'm going to substitute emails for text messages. No, I said that wrong. I'm going to substitute text messages for emails. I People who know me and who know that I text on a daily basis, which is only 2 or 3 people I really do, they know that I will respond within a minute. If I get a text, I drop what I'm doing. Like, you may notice that video gets cut in places here and there. That's because I will drop what I'm doing to respond back because they're important to me. You guys are important to me too, but I have more time with you guys, and for them, I don't really know how to explain it, but it's a very rare occasion where I don't respond back within like 5 or 10 minutes. If I don't, it's for a good reason. Either I wasn't home, or I was driving, or I was in a shower, or I was in class, or I was asleep. Something that can explain why I didn't do it. But other than that, I normally always respond back. So I agree 100%. Question 4. You find it easy to stay relaxed and focused even when there is some pressure. I kind of shut down when I'm under pressure, or I retreat to just be nice, be sweet, and hide the pain. Um, I just kind of, I'm just as sweet as possible when I do. So I guess I can stay relaxed and focused. So yeah, I'll partially agree to that. Question 5. You do not usually initiate conversations. Okay, now here's another big personal problem that I have with myself. When I text first, I feel like that I'm bothering the person that I'm texting. I feel like that I am annoying them by sending them a text message first. I know I'm not, and I know some of the people I text probably feel the exact same way, and I know that they know that I'm not. I know that I'm not annoying them, but it's still there's this little itty bitty voice, microscopic voice in the back of my head that says you're annoying them. Stop. Don't text them. Wait for them to text you. But I put other emotions over that emotion. I care too much about the people who I text, and who knows that the people who watch this know that I text them. They know that doesn't matter. I'll still text them anyway. So I uh I know it says not to stay neutral, but I'm gonna stay neutral on that one. You rarely do something just out of sheer curiosity. Now, again, I am going to have to moderately disagree with that, mainly because I'm a very curious person, and I will do things and say things that will get me into a hell of a lot of trouble occasionally, or do a hell of a lot of good just out of curiosity. We learn from our mistakes, I guess. Okay, I lost count of the questions. Okay, so you feel superior to other people. Um, I, I'm in a battle between moderately disagreeing and strongly disagreeing. I mean, I'm gonna go with strongly disagree. I don't feel superior to other people. I know that we're all equal. In the past couple of years, it's been hard to uh, see that, and people are sadly forgetting that we're all equal. But I still see it. I still do. Being organized is more important to you than being adaptable. I'm not a very organized person. Um, you come over to my house, it's clean, but there's hidden clutter. You come into my room, which nobody comes in my room, so I just tell you, my room is a little messy. But it's within reason. It's not like there's mountains of clothes and, rotten apples sitting in the corner. No, there's no food in my room, and I have a wastebasket, and I have a laundry hamper that I put my clothes in. So, but I mean, like you come to my desk, and there's just a bunch of stuff on my desk. But I am very adaptable, so I will moderately disagree with this. I like to be able to adapt to new things. I like to be able to try new things and to see new things, and it's yeah. Next question. You are usually highly motivated and energetic. Now, I've been having a little bit of a sleep issue. I get sleep, but it's not as much as I need or want, but it's enough to get me through the day. Um, there are some days when I'm not as motivated through the day and as happy. I mean, a couple months ago it was hard to wake up in the morning and, find something to get myself motivated for the day. Now, there's one reason every day that I look forward to getting up every day and going going to school, because there's one thing in particular that I can't wait to do every day. So I'm gonna say I I strongly agree with this. Okay. Next question. Winning a debate matters less to you than making sure no one gets upset. Now, that's a really good question here, because I don't like to be wrong. And recently, more often than not, I've been wrong a lot. And most there are a couple people who look up to me for advice, who come to me for advice, and most of the time when I give them advice, I'm not wrong. But when it comes down to a debate, I'm a very kind and loving person. I've been through bad pain, and I know what it does to you, and I know how it makes you feel. And I wouldn't wish that pain upon anybody, so I would so-called throw the match, I guess, to make sure that nobody would get upset, surely out of love and compassion and the kindness of my heart, because I I don't want people to be upset. So I would strongly agree with that. Next question. You often feel as if you have to justify yourself to people. Now this is an issue that I had not that long ago. Um, there were a few people that I felt like I constantly had to keep justifying my actions and my decisions to them when I shouldn't have, but it worked out all in the end, I guess. But I shouldn't have to justify. Nobody should have to really justify most decisions and most of the time themselves to people, because I really think people should just be more accepting of each other. It would be such a nicer world. So currently today, I'm going to slightly disagree with that. Well, yeah, I'll slightly disagree. Next question. Your home and work environments are quite tidy. Now, I just touched on this topic again. My work is my school, and I guess it can qualify as this. So, my house, the main parts of my house are very clean. I help keep them clean all the time. The living room, the bathrooms, and the kitchen, it's always clean. So is the yard and everything. It's always clean. So, but then you get down to my office and my desk, and then you go and get to my room, the tidiness kind of fades. It's not horrible, but I mean, like, for some reason I have a bag of pennies mixed with Lego bits. I have a race car, a Hot Wheels. I have a bracelet. I have a golf ball. Let's see here. I have binoculars, a fish bowl, disinfectant spray. You get my point yet. And then there's one thing I want to show you guys. There's actually two things I want to show you guys. I have my sister. You can kind of say she's my sister. I love her to death, like my sister. Made me this a few years ago. She put my my name all in cursive. And then Mr. Thomas Bushman, I did a video with him at one time. He drew me, and I'm sorry I never forgot to show you guys this. He drew me a few years ago. So, I mean, it's, I mean, I wouldn't say tidy, but I wouldn't, I mean, I have a random assortment of stuff. So, I'm going to moderately disagree. Next question. You don't mind being at the center of attention. Well, here's again, the shyness part comes in. When it comes to people that I like and I care about, I don't mind at all. But I like to make other people feel more important, so I'll moderately agree. Next question. You consider yourself more practical than creative. Wow, this is a really deep questionnaire. I'm going to have to strongly agree with that question. Uh, I gotta, uh, I, I, I guess moderately agree because I, I, I guess I'm creative, but I often, describe myself as being very practical. So, all right, next question. People can rarely upset you. Now, I would have to strongly disagree if I was talking to Minecraft Logan because reasons. And but I'm made of steel, I guess. I'm a odd combination of both kind and sweet and open, and then cold and metal-like, and it's hard for me to find a combination of everything that works. For a while, it's either be, really sweet and vulnerable, or be defensive and cold and heartless. And either or weren't really working out for me, and it took me a while to figure out a good um mix between the two. But I'd say people rarely. I slightly agree that people can really upset me. Next question. My travel plans are usually well thought out. There's this one person I talk to. I shoot the shit with a lot, I guess you could say. I'd love to do everything that we said that we're going to do, but I don't think it's going to be possible to do everything that we said. But when I do travel, I normally am well planned out. I do normally know what I'm going to do, where I'm going to stop, how long it's going to take me, where the rest area are, and stuff like that. So I'll moderately, I will moderately agree with that. Next question. It is often difficult for you to relate to other people's feelings. Now, I'm going to have already off the bat strongly disagree with that. I've seen a lot and I've been through a lot, so I know a lot, which makes it a lot easier for me to relate to people and to connect with people on different levels. And for the certain people who might be watching this, they know exactly what I'm talking about. So, yes. Next question. Your mood can change very quickly. Now, I don't know 100% how to answer that question. Before it would be like 1 second happy, next second sad, then mad, then glad. Trash bags, not sponsored, I don't know. But I've been happy. Not to get copyrighted or anything, but I mean, I've been very happy lately. So I'm going to moderately disagree. My mood doesn't really change that much. Next question. In a discussion, truth should be more important than people's sensitivities. Now, this is one of those good questions that would, fall into the category, the truth hurts. And sometimes the truth hurts. But lying doesn't do anything any better. And, but you also gotta think, you gotta think of the outcome, though. I still think people should tell the truth, but, and they shouldn't lie, but maybe there's some good in not telling the entire truth. Just telling parts of it. Just to better the person, to better the outcome of the person you're talking to. Or if you think they can handle the entire truth, lay it on them. But I'm going to moderately agree. Next question. You rarely worry about how your actions affect other people. That I'm already strongly disagreeing with. Again, my mind overthinks everything I do and how it's going to affect my friends and the people around me. It's difficult to deal with, but I think I got it under control mostly. Next question. Your work style is closer to random energy spikes than a method. Come on, brain, work. Methodical. Jesus, man. I really don't have a brain left. Skip that word. I'm just embarrassing myself already. Let's move on. An organized approach. No, I am. I'm gonna have to slightly disagree with that because when I do YouTube, I know I haven't been uploading daily like I promised I would, but I am trying to get them up as fast as I can. It's just been a slightly busy time right now, and when I do get these videos recorded, though, I will sit down and record for like 3-4 hours at a time, and then I gotta split them all up into stuff, and it takes a while to edit. And then the bad part is that I have, again, for some reason, horrible internet service, and it takes a long time to upload. So normally what I would do is I would record when I get home, edit some of the videos that I've been working on, or start editing, and then get one up overnight, and then in the morning I would try to publish it. But um, it doesn't always work because sometimes there's a little hiccup in the internet and it just dies for some reason and doesn't upload. And then there's the rainy day problems. Or last night I was gonna upload, but power went out last night, so that was fun. No internet. Okay, next question. You are often envious of others. Wow, that's a tough one to answer. I'm gonna say 50-50 on that one because there's just so many reasons that I would take hours to explain it to you guys. An interesting book or a video game is often better than a social event. Okay, so now that's a tough one. Okay, you can take out the interesting book. I don't read, but for some reason I read it at a college Lexile level. Don't know how that happens, but anyway, when I play video games, okay, I normally play with my friends, which would be not only Nathan and Minecraft Logan and Alector and Alex. I don't think I've had him on the channel yet. I should soon. And then Jesse, and then there's just a bunch of other people on the channel. But now, me being a shy person that I am, it's harder for me to to express, I guess, myself when I'm at social events. It's easier to talk through a camera and a microphone, and it takes like 40 bajillion pounds off my shoulders, and I can be myself behind a computer screen a lot easier than I can be myself in person. I guess I could say so. I'm going to moderately agree, or slightly agree with that. Next question. Being able to develop a plan and stick to it is the most important part of every project. I'm going to moderately agree with that right off the bat because it doesn't matter. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but I think an Aramed just flew over. I always have a plan in my head for whatever I do, when it's either recording a video or going to school or even going for a walk. I have a plan exactly where I'm going to go, how long I'm going to take, and if I need to bring water or if I need to bring money, if I'm going to stop to eat or get a drink or something. I I like to develop plans, and I think it's a very important part of every project, whatever the project is. Next question. You rarely get carried away by fantasies or ideas. Now, see, my imagination isn't like everybody else's imagination. Some people know that to be true, but I I'm gonna slightly disagree with that because I have ADHD, so you know it it's hard to explain. People with ADHD know what I'm talking about, and they know what I mean when I come by that. So, next question. You often find yourself lost in thought when you're walking in nature. 100% agree. Normally, when I go on bike rides, or I go on walks, or I go on runs, it's always to go and to clear my mind and to look at nature and think. And I love doing it. It's healthy for you, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. It's really good for you, and I suggest if you guys don't already do something like that, at least 2 or 3 times a week, you should do it. Next question. If someone does not respond to your email quickly, you start worrying if you said, okay, I don't even have to finish this question. I 100% agree. Again, because it's my mind overthinking. Even every text I send, I hesitate to hit the send button because I reread it to myself and I think, is there any errors? What are going to be the consequences? Is this person going to be happy with what I just sent them or what I said? Are they going to be upset with me? Are they going to look at me differently now? It's a very intricate way I do things. Okay, next question. As a parent, you'd rather see your child grow up kind than smart. Ooh, I would appreciate for them to be both. I know what not being kind does to people and how it can affect your life and your relationships with people. I'm gonna have to slightly agree with that. I would like it if they were smart too, it, I would be more proud of them if they, you know, gave $100 to somebody who needed it more than them, even though my child knew they needed the money, but they saw this person and they knew that they needed the money more. I would be more proud of them than them being smart, because that would mean they'd have good character, which is something that is almost starting to get lost in society today. Everybody seems to be blending into one, or just a few common characteristics, and there's not much diversity happening anymore. Next question. You do not let other people. Okay, I moderately disagree already because people have a really big impact on me, and people's opinions have large impacts on my decisions that I make. Even when people tell me things and I think that I don't care about them, I am taking a mental note of everything that they're saying because everything that the people I talk to are very important. Everything they say is important to me in some way or another. Otherwise, I wouldn't be talking to the person. Next question. Your dreams tend to focus on the real world and its events. I'm going to have to slightly disagree with that. My dreams are very, when I do remember my dreams, which recently, the past couple of months, has been 4 or 5 times a week, versus, being, once or twice a month. They're more, futuristic scenarios, I guess, as you could say. Next question. It does not take much time to start getting involved in social activities at your new workplace. I'm going to slightly agree with that because even though something might bother me at first when I start doing it, if I keep at it and try hard enough, eventually I'll come around to it. And if I don't, I always have the option to opt out. You are more of a natural improviser than a careful planner. I can't improvise for crap. It, I'm gonna moderately disagree with that because I like to plan things out in my head again because I overthink everything. So I like to plan out everything pretty much. Your emotions control you more than you control them. I'm gonna slightly agree with that. And they're not all for bad reasons. My emotions sometimes control what I do. And most of the time, recently, it's been good. So, yeah. You enjoy going to social events that involve dress up or role play activities. So now, I've actually never really been to a social activity except for like one school dance, I think, that involved dress up. But I do like to dress up a lot. Whenever I can, when I did a couple of movie trailers, I got all dressed up in my suit to do it, and I find it really fun to get dressed up because I don't know, I just do. So, but I've never been to a social event, so if I would, if I were to go, I would say I would slightly agree. Yes. You often spend time exploring unrealistic and impractical yet intriguing ideas. I'm going to moderately agree with that. I do often, I don't, I guess I wouldn't use the word explore, but I would use the word, like, I would describe it as like mulling over, I guess. I would constantly be thinking about certain things that, are unrealistic and impractical. You would rather improvise than spend time coming up with it. Okay, strongly disagree. I mean, some of these questions are getting a little bit repetitive, but you guys know why I love being a detailed plan. You are a relatively reserved and quiet person. At first, people first meet me. Yes, I'm quiet, I'm shy, I don't really say much, I just kind of, sit in the back and but once you get to know me, like some people that do, they know that I am fun and loud and outgoing. I'm going to stay neutral on that. If you had a business, you would find it very difficult to fire loyal but underperforming employees. Yeah, I'm gonna moderately agree with that because if they're loyal, you may not find somebody else who is as loyal as them, but if they're underperforming, you gotta think of the company as a whole and the people as a whole, not just the money. You are often you often contemplate the reasons for human existence. Yeah, I'm gonna moderately agree with that. I wonder every day, you know, why are we here? You know, how did we get here? There's tons of theories behind it, evolution, religion, and stuff like that. But yeah, they're all, they're all theories. And I would, it's just a very interesting topic to think about. It truly is. Logic is usually more important than heart when it comes to making important decisions. I'm going to moderately or slightly disagree with that because I guess I do think more with my heart than I do with my head. And sometimes, that doesn't always pan out well for me, but what can you do? Keeping your options open is more important than having a to-do list. I'm going to slightly disagree with it again because I do like to be on a schedule. There's just something about, having a schedule that keeps me in tune, I guess. If your friend is sad about something, you are more likely to offer emotional support than suggest ways to deal with the problem. I'll 100% agree. I'm like the school psychiatrist. People know that I'm always available. My shoulder is always available to cry on if anybody ever needs me. That goes for any of you guys too. I don't care if you're a random stranger living in Antarctica. You got a problem, I will listen. I don't judge because trust me, I've been through a hell of a lot. And you know, I, I just love to help people in general. You rarely feel insecure. I'm going to moderately disagree with it. I do feel insecure occasionally. Less than normal recently, but I still do. I guess it's just things about me, I guess, and fads and stuff like that. You have no difficulties coming up with a personable, timeable. Oh, I'm sorry. You have no difficulties coming up with a personal timetable and sticking to it. I'm going to slightly agree with that. Normally, the schedule I have planned out every day in my head, I stick pretty much 99% to it. Being right is more important than being cooperative when it comes to no. I must slightly disagree with that because being right isn't always right. If that oxymoron makes sense to you. It, cooperation is better, and there's no I in team. I know that's cheesy and old, but it's true. You think that everyone's view should be respected regardless of whether they are supported by facts or not. I 100% agree with that. Everybody's views should be supported, and unfortunately, that's just not the case these days. And it's sad, and I wish that it would change, and I still hope that it would change. You feel more energetic after spending time with a group of people. I'm going to moderately agree with that. There's a couple people in particular who I just feel like I just, woken up after 72 hours of sleep, after even spending 5 minutes with them, or even just texting them. I feel energized. You frequently misplace your things. I'm slightly disagreeing with that. There is very rare when I misplace things. I, when it comes to items, I guess I'm very organized to that, but not maintaining. I don't know. You see yourself as very emotionally stable. I'll moderately agree with that. I see myself as pretty stable. I can take a pretty brute heavy load before I start to crack under pressure. Your mind is always buzzing with unexplored ideas. Ah, yes, 100% agree. I am always thinking of stuff. You would not call yourself a dreamer. I will moderately disagree with that. I wouldn't call them dreams, but I would definitely call them thoughts. You find it difficult to relax when talking in front of many. I'm sorry. You usually find it difficult to relax when talking in front of many people. I 100% agree with that. Still, because I'm shy and I kind of got stage fright. So, generally speaking, you rely more on your experience than your imagination. Yeah, moderately agree with that. You worry too much about what. Yep. And I've explained it already. You already know. If the room is full, you stay closer to the walls, avoiding the center. I'm going to have to moderately agree with that. I kinda do. Uh, you have a tendency to procrastinate until there is not enough time to do everything. I'm going to moderately disagree with. Well, I'll slightly disagree with that. You feel very anxious in stressful situations. I'm going to moderately agree with that again. You believe that it is more rewarding to be liked by others than to be powerful. I'm going to um, moderately agree with that. Again, because I've already explained it to you guys and you already know. You have always been interested in unconventional and ambiguous things in books, arts, or movies. I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna say slightly agree with that. I do find certain things interesting, and yeah. You often take initiative in social situations. I'm gonna stay neutral on that one because I there's just too many factors that affect that. So let's see my results. Alright. I'm a protagonist. I don't know if that's good or not. Mind. This trait determines how we interact with our environment. I'm 54% extroverted and 46% introverted. Don't know 100. I guess I understand what that means. I do more than I don't do, if that makes any sense to you guys. Energy. This trait shows where we direct our mental energy. 69% intuitive, 69, and 31% observe, observant. That's pretty much spot on for me. I do a lot more than, I'll always sit back and watch, but nature. This trait determines how we make decisions and cope with emotions. 17% thinking. and 83% feeling. Now, for me, I think those would go hand in hand, so I think it would be 50-50 for that. Um, yeah, I balance those both pretty heavily on making decisions and coping with emotions. Tactics. This trait reflects our approach to work, planning, and decision making. Judging, I guess it would mean judging a certain situation. Um, and 70% judging, 30% prospecting. I guess that makes sense. Identity. This trait underpins all others, showing how confident we are in our abilities and decisions. 41% assertive, 59% turbulent. Um, that seems like it makes sense to me. Yeah, I never would have thought of myself as being a protagonist, but I guess I don't know. So yeah. So this is the personality test. It says it's supposed to be about 12 minutes, but took me about 45 minutes. But that's because I just rambled and rambled and on. But I needed to justify my answers. So I'll leave a link to the website, and you can take it yourself in the description below. So go check that out. It's free to do. There's no charges at all. So yes. If you like this video, go ahead and like the video down below. If you want to be alerted whenever I upload new videos, or you just want to see more wrestling content from me in general, I honestly consider you subscribe. And don't forget to click the little bell icon. If you learned something new about me today, I'm glad you did. And if you would have answered the same way on a couple of the questions that I did, go ahead and tell me in the comment section down below. And tell me whether you agree with this, with me being a protagonist, or you disagree with it, or why you agree with some of the answers I chose, or why you disagree with some of the answers I chose. So I want to hear your guys' feedback. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Montrosis Man out. Bye bye, everybody.